Houston, we got a football game, and your boy Big Al had to fly down to Space City for this one personally. Not just for the brisket, not just for the Tex-Mex, but because two undefeated AFC South juggernauts are about to collide like two trucks in a Walmart parking lot. Now listen here, on one side you got Cam Ward, the new kid, fresh out of college, #1 overall pick, and already looking like he's got the cheat codes to the NFL. Tennessee ain't just about country music and hot chicken no more. This kid's slinging spirals like he's throwing bottle rockets off a Nashville rooftop. But hold on. He's stepping into the bullpen tonight, baby. That's right. Welcome to NRG Stadium, a.k.a. the House of Horns, where CJ Stroud protects this turf like it's his grandma's garden. Mr. Calm, Mr. Cool, Mr. I already run this division, thanks. 2 years, 2 playoff trips, 2 AFC South crowns. And now, 5 touchdowns, 0 turnovers in 2 games? I mean, come on! The man's protecting the football like it's a secret barbecue recipe handed down from his abuela. And Big Al, I came all the way to the bullpen for this one because I know these two teams ain't gonna hold back. You think they're gonna take it easy on Thursday night? Forget about it. This ain't chess, it's not checkers. This is Southern fried violence in prime time. Stroud's got the home crowd, Cam's got the hot hand. Only one's leaving 3-0, and the other's leaving with a bruised ego and maybe a cracked iPad. Buckle up, Houston. Big Al's in the bullpen, and I brought extra hot sauce. You got a problem tonight, and it's Cam Wood.
Our coverage of the NFL has brought us to Space City and NRG Stadium, right next to where the old Astrodome sits, here in Houston, Texas. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Ewart. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field. Both teams riding 2-0 starts here. One, we'll get the turkey and move to 3-0 as week 3 gets underway. Set to return, this is Braxton Berrios. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the 2nd overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's CJ Stroud.
And you could feel it, Kate. He wasn't content at any point of last week's game. As he led them to a win, he kept pushing higher and higher. 300 yards, 350, 400, and he was still thriving, driving the ball downfield as the game ended with a good bit over 400 yards. With this mindset, that's the minimum bar for him to attack this week.
We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Keeping it with Mixon. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding, offense.
So now, partner, gotta reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. They'll run here following the penalty. He finds space for a few yards that time. Sent down by Cody Barton. 3 yards almost gets him back to even, but it's going to be 3rd and 11 now. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Targeting the sideline, Kirk has it. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. First carry here for Tony Pollard. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They give to Pollard on the option. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. 2nd and 1. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
On 3rd down, Pollard. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Throwing now on 1st down. Pass brought in by Traylon Burks. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Well, they will certainly take that kind of passing from the rookie out of Miami as he gets them the 1st.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Throwing now from the gun. Into the hands of Tyler Lockett. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Azeez al-Shaair that time on the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 41. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. He'll throw it. Has the connection to Ridley. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Always a point of emphasis, right? Protecting the quarterbacks, and that play is going to draw the flag every time. Running it after the penalty. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. From the 17. The throw is caught. Touchdown, Tennessee! Well, Brock, we normally talk about complimentary football at some point every week. So how about the way they've begun this one, huh? Force a punt and then cash it in for 6 on their opening drive.
Do we do it every game?
It feels like it. Almost every game, yeah.
I think you're right. Because that's what the NFL is about. We all know the margins are so small in this league. And the team that typically plays the complimentary ball is typically the team that wins.
Lining up now to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Titans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Titans kicking team out there as they get lined up and kick this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. This return makes it up to the 25. This Texans offense readied up for its 2nd drive of the contest. They aren't even quite sure what this team is going to settle in as this season, Brock, but already this is an important contest for them that could have postseason implications down the line. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Sent down by Cody Barton. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. On the ground again with Mixon. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding, offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Has a man, Dalton Schultz. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Xavier Woods up to make the tackle. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun now for Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complimentary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
So no return on that punt. And the Titans will get set to take over. It's a new set of downs for them at the 32. Back to throw on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Throwing from the gun. He finds Tigakonkwo for the grab. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Now looking to throw. That throw finds Okonkwo. And he gets him around 6 there. Aziz al-Shaair that time on the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 38. Taking a big shot for the end zone. This one's knocked away, so that's incomplete. And now we've got a flag down. This may be against the offense as well.
Offense.
He got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him. Here's 2nd and 14. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. Back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Another drive coming up for this offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock, but what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Stroud. Dumped off to his running back. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. He has the first over the middle. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Nico Collins with a touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Texans tie this game 7-7. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. So now here comes the Titans on offense. And this is an interesting game for both they and their rivals across from them, Brock, getting a key division matchup so early in this season. Airing it out to start this drive. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
1st and 10, it's Pollard. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Cut by Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Escapes the pocket. Now he takes it. And he slides down. We'll see what the business is with this penalty flag. This could be coming back.
Holding. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Airing it out on 1st down. Okonkwo brings it in. This is ahead for about 5. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They run the counter to Pollard. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. That stop coming from Henry To'o. Call it 1 yard on the play. That leaves him with 3rd and 14. He's going to throw this one. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw, almost an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. They've got a man in motion. It's Mixon on 2nd down. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And that one's forward for 1, maybe 2 yards. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Only a couple of yards on the run, and that brings us to the end of quarter number 1. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this 2nd quarter with the Texans in possession. They've got 3rd and 8. Here's Stroud. He's got him. That's Mixon. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
Whether they meant to go to him or it was an adjustment on the fly, that's not the read that was going to beat this defense for a 1st down. That look, well, this crew defensively was prepared for and knew how to keep it short of the marker.
They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. Fair catch called for and made at the 35-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt, and it'll be their football. Good starting field position for the Titans. They've got it, 1st and 10. Throwing it to start this drive. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. He's dropping back to throw. Brought in by Burks. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Aziz al-Shaair that time on the tackle. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
No return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
On the quick, right?
Stroud off the play fake. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Now it's Stroud. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Sent down by Cody Barton.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
A gain of 27 yards there. And it sets up a Houston first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Short pass brought in. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. It's a design boot. That's caught for the 1st. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now. First down, Stroud. Has him on the quick hitter. And looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 31. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. Stroud. Setting up the screen. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So the Tennessee offense headed out for another series. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Airing it out to start this drive. That throw finds Okonkwo. And that's good for a gain of 5. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. All right, here we go. 2nd down. From the 34. That throw behind his intended target.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
From the gun on 3rd down. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Pass taken in by Lockett. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Still sticking with the passing game. That's going to be caught. Tony Pollard. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Will Anderson Jr. in on the stop.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Motioning the tight end left. 2nd and 10 now. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Looking to the air here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Here comes the Titans punting unit. Back to return, that's Christian Kirk. And a well-placed kick here. Not quite on the goal line, but they're pinned deep at their own 10. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. They're already on a modest little winning streak here. Currently in position to stretch it to 3 games as they take the field again. Stroud from the pistol. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Shotgun now for Stroud. Getting out to his left. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
To the sideline, Collins brings it in. That's 16 on the pickup. And it sets up a Houston first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Collins there to grab it. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Roger McCreary brings him down that time. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. A give to Mixon up the middle. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Arden Key there for the stop. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. From the gun, Stroud. He's got Pierce.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains.
And the fair catch made here at the 15. And after the punch, the offense comes out onto the field. And the Titans will have plenty of work to do on their next drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Aaron firing it out to start this drive. Has the connection to Ridley. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Azeez al-Shaair that time on the tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's a throw. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Azeez al-Shaair that time on the tackle. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Throwing now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Up the middle, here goes Pollard. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. It's the Titans, lined up with a 2nd and 8. Back to throw now. Completed to Pollard. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. We'll get a timeout now as they head out for an injured player, and not someone they want to see hurting. Tony Pollard, the one in need of some attention. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pass caught by Ridley. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. There's a stoppage now for an injured player. It's never what you want to see, but especially this time. That's Calvin Ridley, who's the one being looked at. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. They're throwing it. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Well, no luck on his first look of the game, and it sets up 2nd down. They'll throw it again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Looking for Tyler Lockett on that play. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
They'll send Lou Headley out to punt this away again. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Texans and wide receiver Nico Collins ready to go once again. And unless the coverage adjusts to slow him down, Brock, he's going to be busy and a productive target for them throughout the rest of this contest. And the Titans rush brings him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
No one picks him up, and he reminded everyone in the building why that's a major mistake. The linebacker's athleticism on full display. A sack in under 2 seconds? That's a select group of players on the planet who could pull that off.
Looks like that last play convinces them to keep this one on the ground. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. Some very intriguing games in that early window, highlighted by the one going on at the Superdome. A big test for the Saints as they'll square off against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Good game to follow in the late afternoon window as well, one being in Atlanta, where it'll be the Falcons taking on the Tampa Bay Bucks. And one final game to highlight is the Sunday night extravaganza, and they've got a good one this week between the LA Chargers and the Denver Broncos. It was a terrific first half from the former Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud. He was on point, throwing a touchdown pass to help his guys take the lead into the break. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
As this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here's the Tennessee offense getting ready to start our third quarter. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Short pass brought in. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Pass play coming here. That's complete to the sideline. Not a ton of room, but he does get the feet down.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
He has the first over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. He's going deep this time. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They are throwing it again. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Dropping back to throw. Brought in by Burks. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Xavier Woods up to make the tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Running with Mixon out of the gun. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Sent down by Cody Barton. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. Stroud. Defense is there, and he's going down. For the moment, we've got a sack. We do, though, have a flag to sort out first before we can lock that in. Well, the negative play makes it even easier to decline that flag. That's going to bring up 4th down. Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. New series coming up following the punt. And they're going to take over possession. Good starting field position for the Titans. They've got it, 1st and 10. They're going play action. Out left, and Lockett makes the ground. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Setting up a throw. It's caught. This is Tajay Spears. And he reaches the 35 before going out. On that last call, not sitting well with D'Amico Ryans. He's going to make them review it.
Play is under review.
Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You've got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
Well, that didn't break out how they thought it would, and they're going to lose the first of their 3 timeouts for their trouble. Here's 2nd and 11. That'll be complete to Burks. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun handoff now for Spears. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding. Offense.
So they'll let the play stand, decline the penalty, and that's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he's got this fair catch right along the 12-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be Texans football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Stroud. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up.
Here we go.
Here's Stroud. Just kept going their own way, and that's going to cost them. That is a safety. Well, this has been one of the big stories of the game, partner. He's been sacked over and over and over here, and this time cost him more than just yards. It cost him 2 points and possession. Former quarterback, man, what are you thinking at this point in the game?
I'm thinking I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the training room to get my body right, and I think were you Marshawn Lynch right there? Over and over
there
and
you
over.
Go. Let's go. He fields this at the 18. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock. And hey, there's still time. He could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
He loses the football. And the offense recovers. They can still advance it. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
From the 35 on 2nd down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Throwing from the gun here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
He throws a bullet deep to the right side. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Looking for a throw here. That's caught for the 1st. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be a Tennessee 1st down. Putting the tight end in motion. Still sticking with the passing game. It's Ridley. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 21. Has the connection to Ridley. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. They have themselves another 1st and 10. This is Spears heading left. And they take it across the goal line. Touchdown, Tennessee. The Titans take a 3rd quarter lead. It's a Tajay Spears touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
And this is caught as they hit the end zone for 2. All right, Brock, they win empty. We all expected a pass was coming, and they do indeed go to the air and connect on that strike for 2.
Yeah, once you empty that backfield, it does certainly, Kate, alert that defense to pass. And then it comes down to disguise. It comes down to timing, especially on a 2-point with everything condensed. Well done by that offense to go get 2.
The Titans kicking team out there as they get lined up and kick this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. This offense ready to get going again now. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down. From the gun, Stroud. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
All right.
Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding. Offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Mixon on the counter. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Shotgun now for Stroud. Pass caught by Mixon. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this one sails out, no return on the punt. Out come the Titans for another offensive possession. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Pass play on 1st and 10. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll throw it. Dumped off to his running back. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner. toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down. On is the punt team, and away goes the punt. And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. Now we get a look at this Texans offense. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Bails out of the pocket quick. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Oh, hey.
Another try following the sack. Short pass brought in. He's got to gain a 6 there. L'Jarius Sneed there for the stop. And the Titans opting for a 50B, a nickel set, 3rd down. To the air, Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, it's hard to come by in this league.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Titans will get set to take over. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing it to start this drive. Called in left side. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Down the sideline inside the 40. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. No motion to lock it right. Now the shotgun give to Spears. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Aziz al-Shaair that time on the tackle. The Texans bringing out an extra DB. 3rd down coming up. They'll try and throw it here. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Here comes the Titans punting unit. Lou Headley will kick it away. Fair catch made a little beyond the 20-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be their football coming up. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Pass caught by Tank Dell. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter on this Thursday night. The Texans have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. Second and 3 now. From the 29. Escapes out to the left. Now here he goes. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it sets up a Houston first.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
1st and 10, a run to Mixon. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And the struggles continue for him tonight. He's only able to get back to the line. Stuck to the ground, but nothing gained that time, and it brings up 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Flush down now to his left. They'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
Oh man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corral them behind the line there. He evades them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Now an inside handoff to Brooks. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what I call a nice tendency buster right there. Works to the tune of a new set of downs. Really got some nice yardage, and it wouldn't be surprising to see that call used again in a similar spot.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. This is Mixon. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Here we go, 2nd and very long. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down.
Kate, I could think of an older football video game title where 30 yards to go was the default and easily attainable by an offense. Well, this is not that title. And this is borderline impossible. In fact, I can hear a coordinator saying in the ear to the QB, hey, this call, it's on you. Good luck.
And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
You know, I don't mind the scheme. In fact, I like the call. Just not on that 3rd down in particular. Need to get it closer to the sticks to have a chance to move those chains.
And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Titans will have plenty of work to do on their next drive. Airing it out to start this drive. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Pass play now. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And this one doesn't go far. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing now from the gun. Okonkwo brings it in. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Hauled in by Lockett, right side. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Here he is on 3rd and long. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Punt team on, and they'll send this one away. Fair catch called for and made at the 35-yard line. No return on that punt, and they'll get ready to go on offense. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Stroud. Forced out to his right. He takes it himself. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Running it with Mixon. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Keeping it with Mixon. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing is Stroud. He's got him, that's Mixon. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Flushed out of the pocket. He's on the move. Pick up a 5 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
He completes it in traffic. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's Stroud now. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. And he makes the catch on the right sideline, but no. Oh, they call it out of bounds. The throw led him just a little bit too much. He's back to throw. Still on his feet. Rolling left, behind. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
All right.
Looking to throw. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Spears trying this straight ahead. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. An early jump and the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense.
Inter-zone infraction, defense.
So keep that 2nd and short play in your back pocket. The penalty goes ahead and gives them the 1st.
Automatic 1st down.
First and 10 from the 41. They'll run here following the penalty. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They're going to stay on the ground with Spears. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
But partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. One of the tight ends motioning right. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Complete out to the right. And he'll get it up to the 44. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. Slot man in motion right. Spears running behind. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And the Texans grab it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Hey, a normal old stop with third down just wasn't good enough for this crew. Nope, they had to rip the ball away from them literally in an impressive and dominant play that sets their offense up for success.
Houston's offense back out now and ready to go. Now hang on, they want to take another look at this play, and a very important call coming up late in this game. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. Here comes their offense out again. And after they were stopped on 4th down, their prior possession, Brock, you got to wonder if they're going to be confident enough to go for it again if they get to that point here. Fires right away, but incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Throwing now. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Well, they had the look. Certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. Looking for the back that time. And 4th and 4 coming up. Now to throw. Now 4th down. That one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The Titans ready to take over on offense. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours. There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's a win on the road for the Titans. And they're continuing to survive among the final remaining unbeaten teams across the NFL, as they're now up to a 3-0 start. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Titans are your winners, as we'll see you next time from Houston.